Intelexx here, and welcome to Intelexx, a place for entrepreneurs podcast, the podcast for Intelexx Artrepreneur Agency, the Indeed for Artists. And just like that, season 4 is a wrap. If you want to catch up on all of our seasons, make sure to check us out on Anchor, Spotify, YouTube, and so much more because we have had so many amazing episodes, so many amazing entrepreneurs, so much advice on different books you can read, different influential people that you can look up, resources, and so much more. If you are interested in becoming a part of our podcast as a feature, definitely connect with us because we have so much in store for you. So sit back, relax, and tune in to today's episode. Welcome back to another episode of Intelexx, a place for entrepreneurs podcast. We are in season 5 and we are in episode 8. Yes. All right, so we're going to jump right on in. Thank you all for tuning in to another episode. I appreciate each and every single one of you who has supported us over the years. It's definitely amazing to have a support system, so thank you so much. All right, so this episode is our Artrepreneur Spotlight, Miss Billie Eilish. All right, we're going to jump into it. If you have not heard of who Billie is, you're going to learn a little bit today, okay? So she was born Billie Eilish Pirate Baird O'Connell, born December 18th, 2001 in LA. Okay, shout out to Cali. She's a singer, songwriter, and cultural icon. All right, she gained major attention back in 2015 with her viral hit Ocean Eyes, written and produced by her brother Phineas. Okay, and shout out to the family. Okay, sometimes you got to rise up with the family. Okay. She quickly rose to global fame with her original style, blending pop, alternative, electro, and dark lyrical themes in her distinct voice, okay? Aesthetic and storytelling. If you have not heard a Billie Eilish song, pause this, look her up, check her out, come back, and let me know what you think, okay? She definitely is a vibe, okay? Her brother actually co-writes and co-produces a lot of her music and has been her creative partner from the beginning. All right, and so she's gotten a lot of awards and a lot of accolades. She's considered one of the most decorated artists of her generation. So she's won 9 Grammy Awards that include Album of the Year, Record of the Year, Song of the Year, Best New Artist, and Best Pop Vocal Album. Get into it, okay? That is amazing. All right. Sometimes we don't realize what we do and how much we do until somebody points it out. So don't forget to look over your resume, okay? That's your mic drop. That's your gym drop for today, okay? Look over your resume because sometimes we forget how much we've done, how far we've come, and we need to remind ourselves sometimes of how great we are, of how much we've actually accomplished by looking back over the years to see exactly what we've accomplished. To know, you know what, you did get somewhere. So keep going, okay? It's your gym drop. But she became the first female artist and the second artist ever to win the Big 4 Grammy categories in the same night and the youngest to do it, okay? Don't let nobody knock you because of your age. All right, because you can do anything you set your mind to. It doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter where you started. It's all about your follow through and how bad you actually want it and how much you're willing to work to get to it. Okay. She's won 2 Academy Awards, y'all. 2. All right. Oscars, okay? Oscar Awards. One for Best Original, both for the Best Original Song, okay? One was No Time to Die, which was on the James Bond movie, and then also What Was I Made For from the Barbie movie. and she was the youngest born in the 21st century to win an Oscar. Shout out to Billie. Okay, she's doing that work over there. She's also earned Golden Globe Awards, American Music Awards, MTV Video Music Awards, Brit Awards, Guinness World Records. She was named the Billboard's Woman of the Year in 2019, and she was only 17 at the time. She was featured on Rolling Stone's 200 Greatest Singers of All Time. That list, as well as the Billboard's Top 100 Women Artists of the 21st Century. And she was on Apple Music Artist of the Year twice, okay? So she is one of the most streamed artists globally. When it comes to her streaming and commercial influence, she doing a dang thing, okay? Her singles and albums have collectively amassed dozens of Billboard Hot 100 hits, including multiple top 10 songs, okay? And that's amazing. And so as artists, whatever field that you're in, there's going to be competition. There's going to be people doing the same thing as you, but what makes you stand out is you and how you do it, your creativity behind it, your uniqueness behind it, your consistency behind it. All of those things matter. So if you see somebody really out here grinding, doing the work, and getting accoladed for it, celebrate. Don't hate, celebrate, congratulate, because it takes a lot to maintain where you are. You can get somewhere great, but it takes a lot to maintain staying there. So being able to amass so much in a period of time, however long, however short, is amazing. Okay, so let's not forget that it takes a lot to get to the top, and it takes a lot to stay there. So she has a lot of notable albums and songs. Some of her most recognized works is When We Fall Asleep, Where Do We Go?, which was one of her breakthrough records, Happier Than Ever, Hit Me Hard and Soft, okay? Some of the songs that stood out, those were the albums, some of the songs that stood out: Bad Guy, Everything I Wanted, No Time to Die, What Was I Made For, Birds of a Feather, and Lunch, okay? Now, remember I told y'all, is this your first time coming? I'm gonna give y'all some grace. But usually in the beginning of the season, I always share the intentionality behind the season, the theme, and all those things. So this season, all the artists and entrepreneurs, all the spotlights and everything surrounding it focuses on mental health, because it's something that's so important, something that needs to be talked about more, right? And so, Billie has had her share of mental health experiences, personal experiences, and she has been very open with a lot of aspects surrounding her mental and neurological health.
You can feel so unbelievably lost and horrible and like you're nothing and you're invisible, and for no reason at all, which is almost worse than having a reason. It's the way that my brain works, and it's like, Billie, what's wrong? I don't fucking know. Like, me, that's what. And it's like, who hurt you? I'm like.
So she shared that she has Tourette's syndrome in childhood, which causes involuntary movements and vocal tics. All right. And she has learned different strategies to manage them, especially during performances and public appearances. So if you're not familiar with what Tourette's syndrome is, you should definitely look it up, watch a video or something, so that you can see exactly what it looks like, because it looks different on everybody. But that's something that you can look into, right? Because it definitely focuses on how it can affect your daily life. Just having random spasms or saying something at random times, can really make people look at you a certain way, or, have people saying like, what's going on with her? What's going on with him? So definitely look it up. But when it comes to Billie's mental health struggles, she's spoken publicly about having difficult periods within her teenage years, being very unhappy, considering to unalive herself as a teenager, and even when her career was taking off. A lot of people show you the glitz and the glams behind the industry, but they don't show you the toll it takes on your mental and the mental fortitude that you need to have in order to sustain being in that environment, because it is like a life change, being, if you're a private person or to yourself, secluded, not a lot of people know you, to go from that to everybody knowing you, everybody all up in your business. That's a lot to handle, a lot to take in. Like if it was for me, that's a lot to take in, especially when it comes to me being a private person and not really interacting too much unless I have to, having to go to different places and talk all the time, go to different interviews, being in front of the camera, not really having a private life like I want to. And then on top of that, people want to know every little thing about me. That is a lot, but that's a lot for anybody, even somebody who signed up to be in that life. It is a lot for them too, because then you have people that love you, people that don't like you, people that hate you, and all the things that come with it, social media, and people putting things out, running with different rumors and having to do all the things. So it takes a lot to be in the light. So don't think just because somebody's out there that they're okay. A lot of times that they're not, a lot of times they're not. And money doesn't solve everything. Some people think it does. It does not. It helps, but it doesn't solve everything. So she's had family support, with her mom and her brother. She has access to therapy, and she's worked through those times and discussed how making music helps her cope. Music can be her therapy. Art is my therapy, so I get it, but being able to work through those things and identify those triggers, identify what is affecting you, and moving out so that it doesn't affect you like that anymore, is definitely a win. Okay, so even if you don't think you're winning, you're winning. All right, don't be so hard on yourself. She often incorporates raw emotional themes into her music, being vulnerable, identity, fame, self-reflection, and it resonates with a lot of people because they experience the same things. I always say this, but being intentional, being authentic is key, because people know when you're not. People know when they can't relate to you. Like, how can you expect someone to connect with you if you don't connect with them? They don't care what you know if they don't know that you care, so being able to share experiences, like, I'm an everyday person like you, I'm somebody that goes through different things like you, I've gone through this too, I've done this too. People can relate to you more because you're real, because you're not afraid to share those things about yourself. Some people don't like sharing things like that, which is fine, it's their prerogative, to each his own, but you connect more with others when you share who you are with them, And so, she has made an impact. She has built a legacy for herself. Shout out to Billie Eilish, okay? Listen, I am a fan. I enjoy her vulnerability, her music, and I love what she's doing. I love that she's open about her struggles, and she's not afraid to share those things, But she's not just been influential when it comes to pop music, but she's also been influential with fashion, with culture, with younger artists. She's broke through in her teens with style and voice that challenged mainstream pop conventions and continues to redefine what modern pop artistry sounds and looks like, okay? And so, it's definitely great to be able to, listen to Billie and listen to her story. Something that I love doing is watching interviews and seeing people's story. I want to know what you've been through. How did you get to where you are? I respect where you are, but I want to know, what did it take for you to get there? And so I love, hearing those stories, and I felt like Billie was a great addition to this season for the fact of all that she's been through and all that she's overcome. So shout out to Billie, and we're going to hear from her, before we close out, just so you can get a glimpse of how she is and what she's doing. So
I really used to not like songwriting, and I really kind of wanted to do anything but. And I think that's because I didn't think I was very good, and that was very frustrating, and it took me a long time when I would write. I wasn't a quick writer. Throughout the years, Phineas has only ever said that I'm a good writer. It was only my own brain. So I kept it to myself.
yes, thank you so much for tuning in. Remember to be yourself. Remember to share your flaws as well as your strengths, your weaknesses, the ups and the downs. You're a person, you're a human. We all go through different things. So share it, okay? Don't be afraid to do that. All right. I'm taking my advice too. So don't think it's just about you. It's all about all of us. All right. But shout out again to Billie Eilish. If you have not listened to her music or watched her interviews or done anything regarding that, I suggest you do it so that you can get a glimpse of who she is and the amazing person that she is. And yes, keep going, keep growing. Keep being amazing. Keep crushing them goals. Remember, you are uniquely designed and one of a kind, so don't let anybody stop your shine. Until next time. Intelexx here, and welcome to Intelexx, a place for entrepreneurs podcast, the podcast for Intelexx Artrepreneur Agency, the Indeed for Artists. Thank you so much for tuning into Season 5's episode of Intelexx, a place for entrepreneurs. Stay tuned because our next episode, you are in for a treat. Okay? If you are interested in becoming a part of our podcast as a feature, definitely connect with us because we have so much in store for you. If you want to be a part of the intellectual community, check us out. We have so much going on Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and everywhere in between. And we even got our own app, okay? So that we can best serve you. All right, we thank you so much for being a part of our vision. We appreciate you. This place would not be the same if it wasn't for you. And we wouldn't be here without all of our amazing subscribers and supporters. Don't forget to sign up for the talent show every month, and someone always leaves with a prize. And don't forget to take advantage of all of our special offers, our events, our merch, our resources, our referrals, because we are here to serve you, okay? And thank you for the love. Until next time.